So at this point, I've been working for JMKRIDE for over 2 years now, and in those 2 years, there have been a lot of cool experiences with the company, as you can imagine. So in today's video, I wanted to go through my top 5 memories/experiences with JMKRIDE. Now, if you're watching this video as it goes live, you might be wondering why it's a tad bit late, and that's because the 5th item on this list actually happened over the past couple days. So that'll be number 5, but in no particular order. Number 1 on this list is when the Japanese came to visit San Diego in early 2020. This was Kyoki, co-founder of JMKRIDE, his wife, daughters, and Tsukasa. We filmed a lot of cool videos when they were over here, as you can imagine, and I like to say it was my last real life experience before the entire world got shut down. But essentially, we filmed some cool videos in Mexico, and then I shot probably one of my favorite videos on the JMK channel with Tsukasa here in San Diego, where he pulled off a bunch of cool flatland tricks as well as street tricks. I'll link everything I mentioned in this video in the description below. This experience was very unique and cool because I'm used to only shooting people like Jeff and Maddie. That's it. But when a rider like Tsukasa shows up, it's really exciting because I get to shoot a video unlike any of the other ones that I've shot before. The entire experience of just hanging out with Tsukasa, grabbing those clips, and editing this video was nothing short of surreal, and it's definitely one of my favorite moments of working with JMKRIDE. Favorite experience number 2 also involves Kyoki. That is building the ramp in the JMK USA headquarters. So a few months into when everything was shut down, Kyoki actually came over here to build the JMK ramp. The ramp is both pretty high and very narrow, so there's not really any flat in the middle. So Kyoki built the best ramp he could with the space that he was given, and the result was an amazing ramp that has stood the test of time over the past year and a half, and we really expected nothing less from Kyoki. Number 3 for my favorite experiences with JMKRIDE has to be putting together the 2020 community montage. Now, this was a bit stressful to put together. Number 1, because of the sheer number of clips and the fear that I was missing somebody in this montage that's supposed to include everyone. As well as number 2, I had an unfortunate case of the thing that's going around in the world right now, and I had to stay in my room for 10 days straight. And during those 10 days, I had nothing better to do than to edit this video for you guys, for the entire community. So because of those things, yes, it was stressful, but it was also a very surreal and just overall very cool experience to watch the entire community come together into one single video that's produced and everybody's back to back no matter what your skill level. Once I finally hit publish on that video and watched it back, I was super happy and proud with the result, proud of the community. That video was really a symbol of the community coming together to make something really cool and brought a much needed light to the end of the tunnel that was 2020. Side note for that video, I actually spent a fair amount of time searching for the correct music. After that video was produced, I was so obsessed with the soundtrack to that 17-minute video or however long it is, and I created my own little MP3 soundtrack that I added to my phone so that I can listen to on commute or while working. And it's interesting because during each and every part of that soundtrack, I can usually remember the rider and the trick that they were doing throughout that entire video because I sat and edited that entire thing. It's definitely a cool experience just to listen to that soundtrack alone. So if you can't tell, I'm really proud of how that 2020 video went, and I'm really excited to hopefully make something as good or better this year in 2021. So number 4 on this list is the most predictable in my opinion. It was my trip to Wuhan, China with JMK in 2019. I don't know if I have anything to add about this experience given that I've covered it in other videos, but in general, it was an amazing experience connecting with these famous free skaters that are insanely skilled. The only thing I would say is it would be interesting to go back on another one of these experiences to see how the perspective shifts now that I have a little bit more knowledge of these free skate tricks and having built up my skill set myself. I would imagine it would be all the more impressive to witness these tricks being pulled off, given that I've practiced a lot of them and tried them on my own, and I know how difficult they are to work up to. Overall, it was an eye-opening and humbling experience, and I can't wait for the next trip in either Japan, China, or somewhere else. Okay, so now we've reached number 5. So if you're following me or JMKRIDE on social media, you might know where this is going, but over the past 2 days, a rider that you might be familiar with visited San Diego to skate with us and make some content, and that is Chen from the Braille skateboarding videos that you might be familiar with. That video was actually 3 or 4 years ago, so I never got to meet Chen. I never got to experience what it was like in person to be there with Braille. So meeting Chen, now that he's built up a fairly impressive skill set of flatland tricks as well as park skills, it was really cool to meet Chen, discuss the state of free skating across the world, as well as share knowledge of tricks back and forth, play game of skate. It's not very common where you run into a free skater like Chen unless you A, work for JMKRIDE, or B, attend one of these worldwide competitions that only happen so often. So of course we filmed some YouTube videos that are coming very soon on the JMKRIDE channel. I think you guys are gonna love it, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun editing them, that's for sure. Chen is currently now located in San Francisco, so hopefully we can meet up with him more often. Only time will tell. Needless to say, with a rider like Chen coming down to San Diego, I had an absolute blast over these past 2 days. And that experience happened just in time for this video, which is really cool. I'm excited to edit those videos and for you guys to see them. This has been my top 5 experiences with JMKRIDE thus far, and I look forward to experiencing more cool things with the company in the future and sharing that with you guys. So if you like this video, make sure to leave a like. Also leave a comment down below with any of your thoughts, and I will see you in the next video.